everyone. So nice to see you all. Welcome to Mrs. Pillai Stories. I'm so glad that you're all here and waiting for Mrs. Pillai Stories. The story I'm going to tell you today is called Rumpelstiltskin. It's a long name. It's one word. Let's hear how many syllables you can hear in that name. Are you ready? We are going to clap the word. We go Rumpelstiltskin. Can you do it? Rumpelstiltskin. How many claps were there? 4. My turn first and then it's your turn. Are you ready? Rumpelstiltskin. Your turn. Excellent. Lovely. Let's see where this name comes up in our story. Once upon a time, long time ago, there lived a miller. Do you know who a miller is? A miller is someone who is in charge of a mill. A mill is where they grind the grains to make flour so that they can make bread. Nowadays, if you want to get flour to make bread or cake, we go to the supermarket, don't we? But long time ago, there were lots of mills. Now, there's a problem with this miller. He used to say lots and lots of stories about people. He tells fibs. He says that's not true about other people. One day, king's men came to collect the tax. So he was fibbing again. He said to king's men, "My daughter can spin straw and turn it into gold." The king's men went back to the king and said, the miller had said that his daughter can turn the straw to gold. They couldn't believe it. Neither could the king. So the king ordered his men to go and get miller's daughter. So the king's men went and got miller's daughter to the kingdom. King took miller's daughter to a room. In some baskets there was some straw. King said, "I am going to give you 3 days to turn the straw to gold." And he closed the door. The miller's daughter didn't know how to do it because it was all a lie. Miller was telling fibs, wasn't he? Poor daughter, she cried and she cried. She couldn't turn the straw to gold. She cried all day and all night. Then the magic happened. Suddenly, a ray of sunshine came into the room and there appeared a little man. He said, "I can help you turn the straw to gold, but what are you going to give me in return?" Miller's daughter didn't have much to give. All she had was a lovely necklace that her mum has given it to her. She said, "I can give the most precious things that I have. I can give you my necklace." The little man was so happy. He said, "Yes, I will." And he turned all the straw to gold. So when the king came to check on miller's daughter, he found that she was capable of turning the straw to gold. But it was really the little man who did it. But the king didn't know, did he? He didn't. He was so surprised and so happy. But he was greedy. He wanted more gold. So the king took her to a different room. This time there were lots of baskets with lots of straw. "Now you have to turn all this to gold. I can give you 1 week. I'll be back in a week's time." And he shut the door. Poor miller's daughter. She started to cry again. She cried all day and all night. Do you think the magic is going to happen? Yes, the magic indeed happened. And the sunshine came along with the little man. He said, "I can turn the straw to gold, but I need something in return." She thought to herself, "What else do I have?" She looked. She didn't have much. All she had was that necklace. Suddenly she noticed she had the ring. She said, "I can give you my ring. This is my mother's ring." Instead of changing all the straw to gold, I can give you my precious ring." The little man agreed. He turned all the straw to gold, and the miller's daughter gave the precious ring to the little man. He was so happy, and he disappeared. King saw what happened. He couldn't believe his eyes. He was ever so happy, but he was still greedy. Next time, King took the miller's daughter to a third room. This room was full of straw, and she ordered miller's daughter to turn all the straw to gold. "If you finish all this, tomorrow you'll be my queen." Miller's daughter didn't want to be the queen, but there was no choice. She cried and she cried, and the magic happened again. The little man appeared in front of the miller's daughter. He asked, "I can do that for you, but what are you going to give back in return?" She cried and she said, "I don't have anything left on me. I can't give you anything. The king is going to kill me." But the little man said, "I heard that the king is going to marry you soon. If I change all the straw to gold, you have to promise me that you will give your first baby to me." Miller's daughter didn't think of it too much. She just said, Yes, of course I will." So the little man turned the straw to gold, and he was going to disappear. Miller's daughter said, "Thank you so much, but what is your name?" The little man didn't say a word. He disappeared. The king came and saw all the gold. He was so happy. He was the happiest man. He said, "You are going to be my queen." They married, and soon they had a little baby. Queen has forgot all about the word that she had given it to the little man, the promise that she did to that little man. One day, when the queen was all by herself with the baby, the little man appeared and said, "Do you remember me? You promised you would give your baby to me." Queen knew what was going to happen. That little man was going to take the baby. She cried and she said, "I can't give you my baby. You can have anything else that's in this palace. I am the queen now. I can give you anything, but not my baby." The little man wouldn't have any of that. He said, "You promised." She cried and begged so she could keep the baby. The little man said, "Okay, I am going to give you 3 days to guess my name right." Okay, so the queen had to guess this little man's name. She said, "Is it John?" The little man said, "No." "What about Harry?" "It's not my name." "What about Michael?" The little man said no, and he disappeared. Second day, the little man came. So the queen said, "Is it Robert?" The little man said no. "What about Jacob?" Little man said no. "What about Jamie?" The little man said no. "Tomorrow is your last chance, Queen. If you don't guess my name right, I will take the baby." Queen was so sad. She sent the messengers all the way around the kingdom. One messenger came back and said to the princess, "I saw a man in the woods yesterday. He was tiny. He was dancing around the fire, singing Rumpelstiltskin. I think that's a little man's name." Oh, the queen was so happy. She rewarded the messenger and she waited for the little man. The little man came. So the queen said, "Oh, I know. You are Charles." "No, you got it wrong." Then he said, "Is it Philip?" The little man was getting so happy. There was only one more chance. So the queen said, "Is it Rumpelstiltskin?" The little man was so shocked and so cross he stamped his foot on the floor, and he disappeared. They didn't see that little man again, so the queen was happy to keep the baby. And they lived happily ever after. But what did you learn from this story, my friends? What was wrong? It was the miller, wasn't it? The miller was saying lie about everybody else, not telling the truth. If the miller hasn't said this fib about his own daughter, she wouldn't have been in so much trouble, would she? So remember to always speak the truth. It was a long story, wasn't it? I hope you enjoyed my story. Remember the name of it? The big one? Can we do it one more time? Rumpelstiltskin. I hope you'll be able to say that long word. It's exciting, isn't it? I will see you soon with more of Mrs. Pillai stories. Take care and goodbye.